Petty has some really cool tunes. I put together a lesson on this one, of course, Into the Great Wide Open, that is up now at Totally Guitars, available for purchase or as part of the Target program. We also have a lot of free lessons there too. But what I wanted to talk about in this was the opening progression is really interesting, and you hear this in a lot of different songs. It's a minor chord with a bass line descending, although not exactly in the bass, it's more in the mid-range. Descending by half steps, and with E minor there are a couple different ways you could do it. You could put it up high. We could hear this. That was adding a D sharp on the 4th fret of the 2nd string, really creating some dissonance. Then to a D and then to a C sharp. Now that's not the way Tom plays it in here, because that's too it's too in your face. He wanted it to be a little bit more subtle, and so we hear this descent from the E on the 4th string. In the 2nd measure, it drops to D sharp, giving us an E minor plus 7, or a minor chord with a major 7th in it. Really spooky sounding chord. You hear a lot of songs that do this. Anyway, very common. This is the same chord progression, or same idea as what happened in Stairway to Heaven. A minor with the bass line descending by half steps. So, we got E minor, then with the D sharp, then with D, and then another half step down to C sharp. And what you have to do for that C sharp is go get it with your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the A string, and put your 1st finger back on E, because you don't want to hear the open D anymore. So another way of playing that would be to come up to the 7th fret of the A string for the E, and add your 1st finger on G on the 4th string. This would be another way you could just play an E minor chord, and what we'll do here is have the descent all happen on the 5th string. And what I did was switch fingers there when I brought my 2nd finger down to the D and put my 3rd finger up on the G where my 1st finger had been. Then my 1st finger is ready to play the C sharp. And this is also a fun chord progression to play leads over, using a pentatonic minor scale, what I would call pattern 3 up at the 5th fret, or pattern 6 up at the 12th fret. So anyway, that's what's going on in the beginning of this. And of course Mike Campbell plays this cool little lead with a slide. We hear that coming all the way up to an E on the 17th fret of the B string. So I do talk about the leads a little bit, but nothing specific other than that, playing that first one and just kind of improvising along in the key of E minor. All of this is up in the lesson on Into the Great Wide Open, available now at Totally Guitars, along with over 500 other lessons. So really encourage you to come check us out at TotallyGuitars.com when you can.